What happens when a business is ready to open its second location? What happens with the website? What happens with the social media, with the Google ads, with the Facebook ads? I just had a really cool catch up. We're 2 years into the campaign and the business is ready to open up a second location. Looking back for 2 years of the campaign, like I love seeing this, I love watching this. It was a fresh domain, fresh brand. I picked up the domain myself, everything from scratch. It's a business in the fitness space. It's where Google ads work, Facebook ads work, Google Maps works, local SEO, organic SEO, you name all the things, they work in this space. Visual, SMM, all that kind of stuff when it all came together. Looking back at the data, cost per lead is sitting on roughly 20 to 30 bucks a lead from a Facebook ad. Google ad is around there. Facebook ad brought in, I think, something like 730 leads. Now, the conversation is about we're ready to open up a second location. What are the complications to the site? What actually happens? It's actually really simple. It's your typical franchise scenario where there is the home page, which is the brand page. Now that means that there are two locations, call them two suburbs or two cities, however way you want to look at it. The homepage will be de-optimized from the original suburb, the first suburb which we were targeting. Let's say it's Bondi, right? Fitness location is Bondi. Now the homepage, we remove any geo words, and so the homepage just becomes a brand page. Then we build out the geo pages. In this case, I already had geo pages. Of course, Eugene has geo pages on this site already. In very simple terms, there's a home page, then you have location page 1, location page 2, and then your home page has all of the services as brand services. What I will be also doing is I'll be making location for the services. So whether it be like personal training, whether it be like sauna, ice bath, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, whatever it is, MMA, whatever that term is, I will create the geo variation page for that. So we're talking about potentially 20, 30 new pages that this website will receive as part of the second location opening. Now, what happens with the Facebook ad, Facebook ads and the Facebook account? The main Facebook account will be changed to the location of where they're at now. For example, if this fitness gym has opened up in Bondi, the Facebook account is being changed to brand plus Bondi, okay? Because all of those members came from that area. They only know that area. You don't need to split it up into three like a head office account, because who's going to follow the head office account? Because that was the question. Should we make a head office account, then you have location 1 and location 2? No. The main account should be location 1, and you simply set up a second one for location 2. Same goes for the Google ads and Facebook ad business manager account. Now the goal is to set this up as these are separate entities, separate businesses, separate billable items, right? Doesn't matter how you set up the contracts and the business structures, you should have separate logins and keep these things separate for admin purposes and general housekeeping, right? What happens with the root domain and the emails? So in this case, I always push my clients to go ahead with Google G Suite, so Google Workspace or Microsoft, and this is where you have a dedicated IT company that looks after you. While I've set up my fair share of hundreds of emails, I don't want to manage it. I don't want to be the person to log in and fix this and do this, and I can't log into my phone. So where in the past I have set up, not often, a fresh G Suite for somebody, we always recommend have someone like Jim's IT or an IT company that you just ping when this stuff happens. And so the way it works is the domain will stay the same. Your IT guy has access to the admin of it, possibly the business owner, and then each location has its accounts Bondi at your brand, or sales Bondi at your brand, info, hello. So each location has its own workspace, has its own cloud. They're not interlinked in any way, so user access is still extremely important because these are still separate locations and you want to minimize breaches. So what happens to the site is geo pages. What happens to the Facebook is unique to Facebook accounts, essentially, Facebook pages for the suburb or for the area, Google Workspace for the emails. In terms of firing this up and getting some early exposure. You fire up a pre-launch Facebook ad, pre-launch Google ad. Facebook ad is a no-brainer because we've got years of data. We've got 2 years of data of what worked. We've got 2 years of media creation, all the reels, all the stories, all the professional videos that have been taken. And so you just create gym coming near you. Check out what we did in original location. Check out what we did in Bondi, right? You get the hype going through those videos. In any dense location, target audience is probably sitting at 70 to 100,000 people in those 3 to 4 kilometre radius. So, you know, a Facebook ad at $100 a day will consume that audience very fast. So, in other words, the cost of getting your brand out there in front of 100,000 people is only a couple of grand, which might seem like a lot for some, but you go get some quotes on a billboard or some sort of a banner on a bus or whatever, and or a radio ad, and those figures are ridiculous. The funny thing with those figures is you receive no figures back or analytics on who clicked, who watched, how long they watched, and you can't do things like pixel retargeting. So I'll always be an advocate for, okay, if we put 10 grand or $1,000 into a Google ad or a Facebook ad, you're going to have this many impressions, this many clicks, and if you have the right friction questions and lead forms, you're going to have this many inquiries, which is far more superior data than, oh, we ran the numbers and we estimate that your billboard on this bus will be seen X amount of times. Like, I think we all know that that level of advertising is definitely not dead. It plays a role, but if you're on a budget, you will want to put money into things that can be attributed to success and conversions and things like that, so, i.e. Facebook ad, Google ad, SEO, right? So if they come from the page showing up on Google Maps, you can see that lead came from here. Hope that makes sense. What else did we talk about? Yeah, timelines. They want to open and they want to have X amount of members by the time they open. And the reality check that I had for them is, hey guys, so if we look back at the data, our Facebook ads data, we spent, let's say 20 grand. At 20 grand, we had 900 leads. That's across 2 years, okay? Now, if we just go and spend 20 grand on one month, it doesn't mean we're gonna have those same 800 or 900 leads, because there's only a certain amount of people that are interested in that thing that you do in that area. So let's say it's a fitness gym, right? A lot of those people already have a gym membership. It's unlikely that you're going to have 200 or 300 or 400 members that are ready to jump ship, don't have a gym. It's a good time to start running ads before summer or during summer, especially in the new year. Good time to fire some stuff like that up, but reality check. And so I believe, yeah, it's a bit of a reality check on, yeah, we need this many members. Great, okay, if we look back at the historic data, we received this many members over 2 years, over this budget, and the cost per lead was like $20 a lead. If we go and burn $1,000 a day on Facebook ads, initial leads might be $10, $5 a lead, but then the lead's gonna go to $30, $50, $100, which is basically Facebook's way of saying, hey man, we've shown your ad to so many people, they are not interested. There's only a certain amount of fish in that pond. Okay, so we're cooking people. So, and not necessarily we need to go find a different medium. Sure, we can run a YouTube ad and TikTok ad, Instagram ad, which is Facebook ad, but a lot of the time we will capture majority of the audience with the Facebook and Instagram ad on its own. So what I'm trying to say is there's only a certain amount of fish in that particular pond, in those suburbs, that are interested in that service, however good service that might be. So, so you might need to, if you want to hit those numbers, you're going to have to consider some sort of an influencer program, referral program, some sort of local influencers, cafes. That's the kind of stuff where I personally do not have the data on what works and what doesn't, but that would be the direction to pick up what else we can do to get those numbers nice and early. What else did we talk about? That's right, Google business listing needs to be set up urgently, as many reviews as possible, and the landing pages on the site need to be built out, SEO pages, suburb pages, which shouldn't be a problem, which can go up pretty quickly. And as always, I'm going to pick up a few domains in that space, in those suburbs, because that's what I do. And I like to have fun with how Google makes decisions and see how quickly I can rank my own sites.